All right. Looks all connected. I pull the chat up on my phone. And welcome to Monday. It comes around again. Here we are. Hello, Alice. Thank you for joining as per usual. Alrighty, so we have about 2 minutes until we get started. So I will welcome you. My name is Rachel. We are here every Monday at 7 p.m. Atlantic Daylight Time or 6 p.m. Eastern. Alice, don't knock over the blocks. We're not using those yet, but brings me to our next point. Blocks are super handy. We are working towards camel pose or Ustrasana. I believe that one is pronounced. That could be totally wrong. Today, and blocks are super helpful for this one. So if you do have a block or some kind of object just to bring next to your feet as we work towards our camel today, it's really nice to have that support. Books would also work, a water bottle, really anything to put your hands on. And we're gonna get started in just a minute or so. We're going to do some glute strength and spine mobility to work towards our camel pose. What do you think, Alice? Are you going to camel pose? Oh no, you're going to clean your paw. Oh my gosh, you shed so much black fur on these light pants just by brushing by. All right. 6:59, so we've got just a minute. And then we'll get going. We are going to start lying on our backs today, so if you want to slowly start making your way down there, we'll be starting in just a moment once you deposit some more black fur on these pants. She just loves yoga time, loves it. All right, 7 o'clock, we are going to get going. Let's slowly make our way down onto the back. Ooh. Making our way down. Great, and once you arrive on the back, you can either start with the legs stretched out long, or you can take bottoms of the feet together, knees wide, and start gently opening the hips. Finding some nice deep breath here. Full inhales, fill the lungs. And exhales, feel the body soften a little closer to the mat. Great, let's keep going there. We'll take about 5 nice full breaths. Great, let's take one more breath here. And from here, if your knees are in that wide position, reaching the hands down to the outside to gently close. Let's give them a hug in towards the chest. Taking hands to the front of the shins, starting to draw some circles with the knees as we start to find some gentle movement through the hips. Now you could be circling in the same direction or opposite, going wide, meeting in the middle. I prefer taking the opposite. I find I can get a little bigger circles and it feels a little more stable on the back. Great, let's take those circles into the opposite direction. Oh, thank you for joining us, Dexter. Excellent, using the cat bed. Great, let's go for 2 and 1. Finishing off that last circle, release the feet to plant on the ground. We want them about hip width distance and comfortably close. Arms are relaxed by the sides. Let's take an inhale breath here. With an exhale, tuck the tailbone to press the low back down. Squeeze the glutes to lift the hips, bridge pose. With an inhale, we'll roll that down. Exhale, tucks to lift it up. Nice, let's take a few more. Inhaling down. Exhaling up, starting to find a little opening through the hips at the top and engaging those glutes. So we want nice, strong glutes in our back bends, taking the pressure out of the low back. Let's go for 3. Let's go for 2. And last one, we'll hold that bridge position. Let's take some little pulses here, gently squeezing and releasing the glutes to go up and down an inch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, roll it down. Great. Let's give those knees one more hug into the chest. And release to plant them. Let the knees roll off to whatever side feels more comfortable. We'll press it up to a seat. Coming up to a crisscross applesauce position. Hands can slide to the front of the shins. With an inhale, reaching the heart forward, shoulder blades squeeze together and down. Exhale, rounds the spine to contract chin to chest. Nice. Inhale takes that forward. Exhale, rounds. Oh no, I have a hiccup. Let's take one more like that. Inhaling forward. Exhaling to round. Pausing in that rounded shape. We'll start to move this in a circle, taking the ribs over to the right. Inhaling as you come forward. Move them to the left. And exhaling to round at the back. So we're taking a big circle here. Nice. Let's take 2 more in this direction. Like your torso is a soup ladle and we're stirring the pot. Last one. Next time you're rounded back, we'll switch that direction, shifting these circles over to the left this time. Nice, finding as big of circles as you comfortably can. Let's go for 2 more. Great, last one. Meeting back in that rounded shape where we started, lean back to uncross the legs, plant the feet the width of the mat. Hands can come behind for support. Let's find some windshield wipers, letting the knees fall right and left. Maybe letting one knee open as wide as it can before the other leg chases it to the side. Nice, let's take just a couple more here. I'll take about 10-15 more seconds to wipe it out. All right, the next time your knees are pointed over to the right, let's pause there. Left arm can reach forward. With an exhale, squeeze the glutes, press into the shins to lift the hips. Inhale, lowers that back down. Exhale, squeezes to lift. Inhales it down. Let's take one more. Exhale, press those hips up and hold here. At the top, let's take some big circles with this top arm, finding some movement through the shoulder. Nice. Let's switch the direction with those circles. Great, last one, and then we'll take those hips back down to the ground. Hands can come behind as the knees pivot through center, taking them over to the left. This time the right arm reaches forward. With an exhale, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips, and inhale it back down. Exhale takes it up. Inhale takes it down. Let's find one more here, squeeze and lift. And holding this time, finding some big circles through that top arm. Great, let's go ahead and switch that direction with those circles. Great, finishing that last circle, hips lower back down. We'll let the legs tuck all the way off to one side, coming forward to find our tabletop position. So we'll take it forward to all fours, hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. With an inhale, reaching the heart forward, shoulder blades squeeze together down. Exhale, round the spine, contract chin to chest. Holding this rounded position, take a little shift forward so shoulders come past the wrists. Inhale opens the heart forward, little pull back. Exhale rounds, shifts forward. Inhale opens, pull back. Nice. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. Adding a gentle wrist stretch into our cat-cows. Nice active hands are gripping into the mat. Great, last one. And meeting back at neutral. Let's come take a seat on the heels. Now if this kneeling is super uncomfortable for you, you can always come to a crisscross applesauce position here. I'm just gonna move through the side body. Taking right hand down by the right side, inhale the left arm up. Exhale, side body stretch up and over to the right. Inhale to take that up, left hand comes down, exhaling the right arm up and over, side body. Taking an inhale up, exhaling over to the right, and inhaling up, exhaling over to the left. Let's take that one more time. Inhaling up, exhaling to the right, pausing here. Let's take the left hand just behind the ear. With an inhale, opening the chest towards the sky. Exhale, closing to the ground. Nice. Inhale opens that up. Exhale, closes. Let's take one more. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to close. With the next inhale, we'll rise back up and take that side body stretch, exhaling over to the other side. Right hand comes behind the ear. Inhale to open the chest towards sky. Exhale, close. Nice, we got 2 more breaths. Inhale opens. Exhale closes. Last one, inhale to open. Exhale, close it up. Nice, with the next inhale, let's take it back up tall through the spine. Crawl it forward to our tabletop position. Tuck the toes, and we'll send the hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. Great. Since this is our first time here, we'll take a few moments. You could give a little pedal through the feet, maybe move the hips a little side to side. Any little movements that feel good in your down dog. While you're there, we'll think about pressing equally through the hands and the feet. Maybe finding a little external rotation through the shoulders, like you're shining the elbow pits forward. And bending the knees as much as you need to lengthen through the spine. We'll take just 2 more breaths. Great, with the next inhale here, let's take a rise up onto the toes. Exhale, soften into the knees, peek towards the top of the mat. Inhale, stepping to the top, and we'll come up to find a halfway lift, finding length through the spine. Exhale, release to fold. Inhale, rise up to standing, sweep the arms. Exhale, replaces the arms by side body. Let the arms come just behind the back. Interlacing the fingers, inhale, extend the arms, chest expansion, grip. With an exhale, we'll take a fold, keeping this grip, nice soft knees, letting the arms come any amount overhead. It's a big opening for the shoulders. And if this feels very uncomfortable for you, you can stay in that upright position with your chest expansion, removing the fold. Wherever you are, let's take one more full breath. And softening into the elbows to release that grip, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen out the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, folds, planting the hands, step it back to plank, and we'll lower the knees to the ground, finding our tabletop position. Great. Let's start to send the right leg back, top of the foot's pressing onto the ground, and start to inch the left arm forwards towards the top. So we have left arm and right leg extended here. Let's take an inhale, breath, lifting those up off the mat. And exhale, pull knee to nose, or pull elbow to knee, rounding. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in. Nice. Let's take one more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in. Nice. With the next inhale, reaching, you can either stay here, trying to lift that arm and leg up, maybe finding a gentle arch through the spine, squeezing the glute, or bend into that back knee, reaching back with the left hand, thumbs down, to try and grab for the inner arch of the right foot. If you feel comfortable and safe here, then kicking into that hand to open through the shoulder. Great, whichever option feels good for you. Let's take one more breath in. And breath out, release. Bringing the left hand back down to the mat. And we'll step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, finding a lizard lunge. Now, blocks can come in handy here for this lunge. Popping those up. Coming up into your lunge, thinking about hips facing forward, tucking the tailbone to open through the hip flexor, sinking the hips down any amount. Nice. We're going to take 3 breaths in this lunge. You can have hands on blocks, you could have hands on the mat, you can even take the forearms down if that's accessible for you. We've got just one more breath here. Great. If you are lower down onto the forearms, let's take it back up onto the hands. Heel toe that right foot into more of our normal lunge position, so it's not too wide. And with an exhale, right arm reaches up to the sky, finding a twist here. Nice. Let's take that right hand back down to plant, tuck the back toes to lift the knee, step it back to plank, and then push the hips back, downward facing dog. Nice. I'm taking a nice full breath here in that down dog to reset. We'll move this into the other side, inhaling to rise onto the toes. Exhale, softens the knees, peek forward. Inhale, steps to the top, halfway lift. Exhale, folds. Inhale, rise to standing, sweep the arms. Exhale, lets the arms fall behind the back. Interlacing the fingers, inhale, extend through the arms, chest expansion. You can stay here, drawing the shoulder blades together, or you can add in that fold, exhaling to hinge forward, nice soft knees, letting the arms fall any amount overhead. Great, we'll take one breath here. And softening into the elbows to release that grip, coming down to your forward fold, Ustrasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. And exhale, folds, planting the hands, step it back, plank, and lower the knees, tabletop. Awesome. Let's send that left leg back, top of the foot on the ground. Right arm reaches towards the top. So right arm and left leg are extended this time. Great. With an inhale, let's lift those up off the mat. Exhale, pull elbow to knee, rounding. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in. Nice. One more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Inhaling to find your extension one more time. This time we're gonna add in that little back bend, so you can either stay here, maybe squeeze the glutes, try and reach the heart forward, finding that, or you can bend into that back knee, reach back with the right hand, thumb down for inner arch of the foot. Once you've got that, feel comfortable and safe, kicking into the hand to open through the shoulder, squeezing the glute to lift that foot up. Nice. Let's take one more big breath. And then releasing. Right hand comes back down, stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Coming up into our lizard lunge. Why do you have to knock my lights over, cat? Coming up into your lizard lunge. Adding those blocks under the hands if you'd like. But in our lunge, thinking about those hips facing forward, tucking the tailbone so we open through the hips as they sink down, any amount. Nice. And we'll find just a few breaths here. You could stay up on the hands if it's accessible. You can remove the blocks or even come down to the forearms. Great. Let's take about one more big breath. And if you're on those forearms, we'll take it back up onto the hands. Heel toe that left foot in just a couple steps. So it's in a normal lunge position. And left arm reaches up to the sky, finding a twist here. Great. Let's take that left hand back down. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee, step it back to plank, lower all the way down to the ground. Great. Once you arrive on the back, pressing into the tops of the feet, hands under the shoulders. With an inhale, let's peel the heart up, baby cobra, squeezing the glutes, draw those shoulder blades together, and release it down. Exhale. Nice. Inhale, take it up. Exhale takes it down. Nice. With the next inhale, let's rise up, baby cobra. Maybe you can come light on the hands, maybe even hover the hands off the mat. So we're lifting with just those back muscles, drawing those shoulder blades together, lats pulling down, and then releasing down. Nice. We're gonna come up one more time, this time with the option to keep the hands hovering from the mat. So using just your back, inhale to reach that heart forward, press into the feet, and release it down. Nice. Let's give those toes a tuck. Push it up to your tabletop position. Awesome. We're going to set up for our camel pose now. So if you have your blocks, let's grab those and come up to a kneeling position. Now, if your knees are uncomfortable, you can always double up that mat for extra knee padding, because protect your knees. And we're going to tuck the toes here. Let's take our blocks and place them just by the ankles or by the feet. So they're there to reach for, or you could always start with them in your hands as well. Feel free to take a peek at me if you want to see what we're doing before we get into it. So I'm going to think about squeezing the glutes, pressing those hips forward as I take my right hand to my block and my left hand to my block. Squeezing the glutes, pressing the hips forward, draw those shoulder blades together. Your gaze could be up towards the sky. You could keep it forward, or you could even drop the head back. Wherever feels safe for you to have your head here. Now, if you feel good there, you can untuck the toes, or you could, instead of reaching for blocks, reach for your heels. You can even untuck the toes, depending on how this is feeling for you. But continuing to think about squeezing the glutes, pressing those hips forward, shoulder blades drawing together and down, and finding the neck position that feels comfortable and safe for you here. Great. Let's take a couple more breaths. You can come in and out of this, giving it a couple shots. Trying at the blocks, maybe trying to reach for those heels. If you have any questions, you can always pop those into the chat. And I am externally rotating through my shoulders to reach for my block here, so. Although you could take it the other way if that feels better for you. Camel pose is a really fun back bend. Let's take about 10, 15 more seconds. And then we will start to cool it down. It's so humid. I have the air conditioning on, but man, back bends make me sweaty. Great, whenever you're ready, let's slowly come up out of that. Take a seat off to one side and bring the legs in front. Let's find a few windshield wipers, shake those hips out before we roll it down onto the back. Ooh, that was a loud hip crack. Great, let's recenter those feet and roll it down onto your back. Once you arrive on the back, we'll counter that back bend with a twist, lengthening the legs long. With an inhale, pull the right knee into the chest. Exhale, takes right knee across body towards the left, finding a twist here. Thinking about shoulders anchoring down towards the mat. You can always add a blocker object to support that right leg as well. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Great, with the next inhale, slowly roll it back onto the back. Exhale to lengthen that right leg long. With an inhale, pulling the left knee in. Exhale, takes left knee across body towards the right. As we start to find our twist on the other side. Think about those shoulders anchoring down. As we find 5 breaths to sink into this twist. Great, one last breath here. And slowly rolling it back to center on the back. We'll give both legs a stretch up long as we settle into our final pose this evening. Finding a few moments in a Shavasana. Letting each exhale sink you a little closer to the mat for these remaining few moments. Great, whenever you're ready there, just blink those eyes open if they're closed. Maybe taking a big stretch up overhead with the arms to find a little wiggle and extend through the fingers and toes. And rolling it off to whatever side feels more comfortable. Opposite hand presses up to a seat. And thank you for being here tonight. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and we will be back next Monday. Also, if there's ever any requests for things you want to work on a Monday, let me know. If you'd like more specific skill focus, like tonight working towards camel pose, or if you like more of a gentle Monday flow, always open to hear from you. Look at these cats. You guys were such good little assistants tonight. Oh no, I was going to show you a little bit closer, but apparently he is not ready for his close-up. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.